We don't have a lot of role models of women who are winning in NASCAR especially, and so like there's this preconceived notion, all right, the girl is not going to do well, and so to kind of get that, to need to earn their respect and to really prove like, hey, I am worth your extra energy, I'm worth your investment, can sometimes take a little while, but then you get that, and the guys race me harder because no one wants to get beat by the girl, and and even if the racers are okay with it, I found in go-karts that like the parents gave them a really hard time. So it kind of perpetuates itself that way. But like people work way harder to get by me and like might move me out of the way instead of passing me cleanly. They'll block a lot more. And it's taken some of my driver coaches like seeing that because they haven't worked with a woman before to see that, and they're like, wow, like you have to work so much harder. So I don't know, it's kind of a double-edged sword being a female, but there are definitely really good things too. And I think racing is really cool because it is definitely a sport, right? We're sitting in a 3,400-pound machine that we're muscling around, and it gets to be 130 degrees in the car, and you're doing it for hours. So it's very much a sport, but it's not brute strength, so it's more endurance, and so it does level the playing field a little bit in terms of physical abilities. And although there's some of the personnel things that we were talking about that might be a little different, it is an even playing ground, and it's one of the few sports where men and women can compete together at the very top levels. And so that's why it's really cool to see like Lindsey Vonn like really advocating for being able to compete against the guys, because there's just so few sports where you can do that, and it's cool. And kind of, again, I mentioned it in the video, like, we want to be the best, right? We don't want to be the best female. There's only a handful of us. It's not very impressive, right? Like, we want to be the best of everyone. NASCAR has almost a 40% female fan base. So if you look at the total number of fans, it's the second most watched sport. And it's huge, and that is a huge group of people that are not being catered to. And over the past 3 years, there have been more and more women coming in, so the percentage is growing. And, it's just fascinating that we don't see that kind of femininity in the sport, which is fine. I think every female athlete, especially in racing, has to decide, okay, are we going to play to the femininity or are we not? And I think it's really important. I think having the conversations that we're having here, today and yesterday, I think it's all really important. And I mean, there's just a lot of opportunity there. And whether it's from a makeup side, feminine hygiene side, hair care products, there's so much there. And if they can tap into the NASCAR, like the most brand loyal fans out there, like that's so powerful. So that's what we're trying to shift. Racing is obviously a technology-centric sport, and so the better understanding I have of the physics, of the chemistry for like compounds of tires and everything, and the better I am at articulating what I need out of the car, the better we're going to be, the faster I'm going to go, the more the crew chief is going to have to work with. And so a lot of what I did at school, and I did some computer science and mechanical engineering design, and the problem-solving approach was really, like, computer science was so interesting to me because like there's no shortcut. You have to just slog away and get it, and it really changed my problem-solving methods, and so that was really cool. But then also from I'm really interested in how the automotive industry, and especially racing, can be more environmentally friendly, right? We leave a big carbon footprint. So kind of taking what I've learned and some of the people I spoke with at Stanford to kind of see where, like on a systemic level, like where the automotive industry can go is always really exciting. So constantly doing a lot of different stuff, but it is a tech sport, and I think that's really cool, and I think it sometimes doesn't get the credit that it deserves. I hope that I can encourage those who feel like outsiders to really push forward, and something that I've been thinking about a lot recently, and like how do you, when it's so clear that you don't belong, but you're passionate about something, or you see a benefit for other people or yourself or whatever it is, to kind of have that confidence. And again, I think I've been very lucky that I am very confident and I've had a ton of support. And so to be able to help inspire men and women, girls and boys alike, to really go after it even if it's uncomfortable, I think that's important. I think we are in a time, again, where we really need to advocate for what we believe in.